Morning. It's a cold, rainy November morning here in Joplin, Missouri. And I was thinking about a few things. You know, depression hits a lot harder on people this time of year. And you know, I deal with depression. And while my diet has helped that quite a bit, there's still a lot of things that I'm trying to sort out. And figure out. You know, and what's funny is I'll watch these motivational things. You know, there's one that pops up every morning from a channel called Laws of Attraction, and it's these inspirational speeches with this powerful music. Sometimes it's too loud, but powerful music in the background, you know, and it's the kind of thing that makes you want to charge up, you know. If you've ever seen the show Dexter, I forget which season it was, but there was that motivational speaker that Dexter was after, and there was a scene where one of his cronies was listening to the motivational tape, you know, and that's kind of how this channel is. You know, sometimes it's had stuff that really has changed my perspective on things, and then other times it's just like I can't listen to it. And then there's Metal Motivator by CJ, which is, that guy is like a preacher, very powerful speaker, but in the power of heavy metal. You know, he takes a little bit of a spiritual twist, but it's more of a self-empowerment kind of thing. And while I feel that those things are good, sometimes they can be damaging, because sometimes you can't control the depression. Maybe you're going through something in your life, like a major event or an illness or you know, divorce or bankruptcy, or you just got this huge pile of debt that's piling on, you know, or just the state of affairs in the world, you know. You live in a bad part of town and you're seeing crime, and you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can't control. And I feel that sometimes the motivational stuff can be harmful. I know I just blew your mind, right? Here's where it can become harmful. If you're already depressed and you listen to this hoorah, let's go for it kind of speech, and you're out of gas, all it does is make you feel worse about yourself, because you can't just snap out of it like these people you see on YouTube or on Facebook. And that can help you dig the hole further down. You know, the whole tough love, you know, snap out of it thing. That's extremely hard to do, especially if your depression is chemical, like, you know, like the brain doesn't function right, and that you deal with what they call that clinical depression. And so motivational speeches don't work. All they do is just make you feel like less of a human. So depression is an extremely hard thing to deal with, you know, and that's where addictions come in, with food, drugs, alcohol. You know, everybody's trying to find an escape. Everybody's trying to fill in that void, right? And I've had friends take their lives because of depression. You know, And you sit there and you think, man, I wish I was there to help them in their time of darkness. But sometimes, a lot of times, these people don't reach out. You know, you always hear, oh, if I would have known, if I would have known. You know, I had a friend on Zello ask me if I was happy just a couple of days ago. I don't know, maybe I'm emanating this war of depression. You know, and times are tough, man. You know, my business is doing okay, but I'm worrying about a few things. You know, and worry is man, that's a beast in and of itself, because it can rob you of happiness today. And that, I don't know, that's kind of what it boils down to is depression's biggest thing is it takes people's lives, but it takes people's happiness. Worry takes away happiness, you know. And I don't know, I think the right kind of motivational speech is someone who's been there, who's been in the darkness. You know, and I remember when I started reading about law of attraction and power of positivity and all that kind of thing, I thought, well, I need to change my environment. I need to watch the right things and listen to the right things and all this other stuff that would help that would, you know, I was looking for immunity to negativity. And you can't do that. You have to learn the dance with the enemy if you want to defeat it. You have to learn to embrace the darkness so you can be the light. And that's not done through motivational speeches. It's not done through a meme on Facebook. Yeah, and Grant, yeah, I post those a lot on Instagram and Facebook. And oh, that's a good saying. And you know, and when I post those things, they're for me. You know, they're not, oh, Steve is trying to be philosophical. Look. You know, it's not like I'm sitting there going, hey, here's some wisdom from me. Because I'm not a wise person. Facebook Memories is an awesome tool because every day I look at something that I've posted and it reminds me of who I am, who I was, where my mind was at up to 10 years ago. And sometimes I post a video or a meme or some saying that I needed to hear then, but I've forgotten it, and then it comes in full circle where I need to hear it now. And I think that sometimes root of depression could be because it's hard to make everybody happy in your life. And I think that if you can make more people happy, I think that helps offset depression. Or not, I don't know. I'm not saying motivational speeches and memes and everything are bad, because they definitely have their place, but as long as it doesn't make you feel bad about yourself simply because you're not getting that trigger switch, you know, you're not getting that aha moment, you're not getting that moment where you start playing Eye of the Tiger, you know, the Rocky moment, as I call it. Sometimes it's the little things. You build and you build and you build, and next thing you know, you're not as depressed, you're not as sad. Things in your life have improved. You don't know exactly when it happened or where it happened, but something started to change, and it's little tiny moments. that's what can help defeat depression. In our minds, we're our own worst enemy. You know, you can let's say that you feel like you're on a rocky relationship with your spouse, and you make a phone call and they don't answer, and suddenly you're like, oh, what if so-and-so's cheating on me, or what if so-and-so happened to be in a car accident, and your mind dwells, and you're doing 100 miles, and the next thing you know, you went from, hey, I'm going to try to call my spouse, to this darkness that just envelops because you've dwelled on things that haven't even happened or will never happen. And that's one of the toughest things about being a truck driver, is that solitude can work against you. So when I get depressed, I watch a lot of funny videos, listen to the right music, create music. It's time for the band to have a band practice. It's time for us to start playing again. It's going to be a long, cold winter. And all we can do is keep posting the memes and keep faith and hope alive. And know that spring is the next season after winter. November's always been a tough month for me. Always. January too. December, not too bad. There's a lot of things that I worry about. I'm worried about a lot of stuff. Let's just say that. But in the end, if you're a little bit sad, if you're a little bit upset, if you get angry, don't be angry at yourself. Don't think of yourself as a failure. Don't give up hope. Use that anger, embrace that darkness, and learn to thrive. Learn to dance in the rain. And it's going to start raining soon. Anyways, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, and helps the channel grow. And leave a comment on what you do to battle depression, or if you deal with depression, or if you're just a happy-go-lucky person. We need to hear the good stories, and we need to hear the bad stories. Leave the comment below. As above, so below. Thank you for watching.